I'll just step on a box.
All right, so we are live.
Hi.
Hi. Pili's usually not this short. It's just I have boots on.
And we decided to stand up this time.
And we are standing up.
We're standing up.
Wow, I am tall.
Yeah, you're tall.
I'm going to get my head cut off. You remember that commercial I did, the Coors Light one with Ian?
Yes.
Yeah, and then Joe Young was Frankenstein.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you had two vastly tall gentlemen, and Ian was like all of 5'7", 5'6".
That's gonna more credit.
5'8".
I'm gonna hope he's taller than that.
But he wasn't that. I don't think he was taller than me.
Well, we'll see.
Hi, Ian. If you're watching this, you're awesome. Go dinosaurs.
Go dinosaurs. That's right. All right, guys, let's do this. All right, so we are back. It is Second Cup of Coffee. It is Thursday edition here, so we are going to get after it. And the topic of the day is
trending news.
Trending news.
Is it really that important in your life on a day-to-day basis? Is it really important?
Before we figure that out, I'm Jason.
And I'm Pili.
And this is your daily dose of Second Cup of Coffee. This may be my third. So
that's okay.
Anybody have any characteristics on how many cups of coffee you should or shouldn't have? I think Norway is the highest consumption of coffee in the world.
Aren't they tall there?
I don't know.
Like super tall?
I don't know. They're blonde. Nordish, Vikings. I don't know. But what should be the right cup of coffee intake?
I think it depends on the person. Some people would say none because it's caffeinated and you should be addicted to a substance that's outside of yourself.
Yeah.
Or some people would say 10.
Well, it's like most things, right? I think people get stuck in the thing where so many times like, well, they say drink 3 cups of coffee a day, so I better, or eat your carrots, or this or that. Like I used to I remember my mom giving me the constant updates about like what the news says today we should eat. Have you tried this point? Frozen food, like this and that, or I don't know.
I think that's why our old boss back when we bartended used to let us drink behind the bar, because he'd say it was healthy.
Yeah,
it was healthy for us.
There you go.
1 drink a day at least was healthy for us. Did we drink 1? Let's leave that for the audience to decide. So back to the subject at hand, coffee. Before we get into trending, because coffee is always trending. Yeah. I think it depends on the size of your cup too. If I had a cup about this big.
Well, that's our thing, right? Because this is probably a 12-ounce cup right there.
This is a little smaller.
No. So trending news doesn't matter. And there's a stat, of course, numbers. You got to watch where you get your numbers from. But there's a stat out there that says right now 70% of people don't believe a thing they read on the internet.
Yeah. Or
on social media.
Social media, internet. And even news.
But we spend all of our time on there.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
So if we're having that, we're this point where we're actually, all of our mood, ideas, thoughts are coming from a place that we don't believe.
Like crazy.
What does that actually do? And so much of it is, all right, if you shut the news off today, would your life drastically change tomorrow? For most of us, no. For most of us, no, we're not. And we allow news, because news in the cycle, they have this broken model.
Before we go into the cycle, let's just preface this as we're not saying don't inform yourself. Inform yourself by all means, but there are smart ways to do this, because news organizations.
Well, yes, you want to have all sides information. That's why seeing something in multiple capacities is helpful. But if you look at the way where news, they're all a defunct model right now. So the only way for them to make money is to get you to click that button, get you to go in there. So the more things they can do. I mean, how many times have you read something and you're like, I want to read more of that, and you get into the article and it has nothing to do with the title, because the title was just something to draw you into that piece, because that would get you them more ad revenue or other points.
Or the piece is like 2 paragraphs long, but a kabillion ads.
Yeah. And so some stories get dragged on because that's what they're trying to do, to just generate more from you. So you need to look at your life. At what point is it bringing you value? And that's what you take in. And past that, don't stay for the rest. Stay for what you need, but realize, just like anything, like if your social media is negativity, it dwells on you, right? Because your thoughts have 30 to 40,000 thoughts a day. 80 to 85% of them are repeated thoughts. If you allow it to be captured by a negative vibe, well, that's going to completely, really just transform you in a negative way. So you have to take in what you need and then shut off all the other noise. I think the thing is that, it's just like us trying things, right? So they say like what was it that Ray Dalio said? Like, the world is a smorgasbord. You can do anything, but you can't do everything.
No.
And like a lot with the news, right? Do we need all this information? Like, is it useful to us?
For the most part, no. And the thing is, like, you see these things that you get emotional about, that you get just charged up about. So much that's happening today, we're also charged up about it. See, the thing is, the problem is, the reason why you might be charged up and then you might feel depressed about it, or you might just like feel down about it, is because you're not taking action. If you see something that you want to take action on and it brings you down, stop watching the negativity, number one. And number two, take action. Research the action that you take. I've had a couple of people come and say, Pili, I'm not feeling good. I'm watching these things on the news. There's things that I want to do. I'm like, then do them.
Yeah.
If it promotes good, and if it promotes kindness, or if it helps people that need help, then do it. Put your money where your mouth is. Put your time where your mouth is. Don't just go down the rabbit hole of social media, because that will just take you everywhere. And that's not only social media, it's the news channels, it's everything that's out there. Stop going down and clicking the button. It's all clickbait. Use that finger and go to those organizations or research those places that you can go to actually help, or put your time in. Or for instance, today, I'm actually putting out a challenge for October starting today. It's called the Be Kind Challenge.
Okay.
And it's coming from the 75 Hard.
I was like, no more workout challenges right
now.
No
more workout challenges.
Honestly, I'll do all the challenges you guys want, but after a while, it's too much tracking. I got enough stuff to do right now, minus tracking another schedule here.
So in phase 3.
Yes.
In phase 3 of 75 Hard.
Yep.
So my favorite parts of phase 3 were actually what I thought was going to be the hardest.
And if you guys stay through this, I'm going to talk about what happened last night that you definitely don't want to miss.
I know you don't.
Yeah. So go ahead, phase 3.
Phase 3. So the Be Kind Challenge. So I want everybody to take up this challenge. Every day you do one random act of kindness. Yeah. And then you talk to a stranger. How do you talk to a stranger? How do I do it? I just say hi to everyone. And then there's going to be someone, and this is on my runs, there's going to be someone that's going to stop, who's going to want to talk to you. I've had the best conversations because of this. Or sometimes it's just conversation about their flowers. But I do it with a smile, and I try and promote their day, uplift their day in however I can. So I challenge you to do this every day. It's not, you don't have to document it. You know what, you can join us, or you can not. You can hashtag it all over the place, or you cannot. You can tag me, or you can't. Just be a little bit kinder, because there's someone right now that needs that kindness, and you don't know who that is. So why not just be kind to everyone? So back to current events. I think at that point, current events, we're going to leave that story for you for tomorrow. Today, you're going to end that day with just thinking, what can be a random act of kindness that you can do today, and just go act upon it. It could be putting the carts back at the grocery store. It could be picking up trash outside. It could be anything, putting someone's garbage can back. I mean, I'm just random. It could be calling someone that maybe, you see something on Facebook where someone pass away. Call them, they're just, any of these things. Don't think someone else is doing it. Why not be that person? Because at some point, the buck stops, right? Mm-hmm. All right, that's what we got. But no, you just promised them a great story.
Well, I said we'll do it tomorrow first thing.
Tomorrow? You're going to do it tomorrow?
Well, that means you got to tune back in tomorrow.
I really want to talk about it too.
Well, that's all right. You're the one who told me it wasn't a big deal. As I was covered in blood, which will be our tie-in for tomorrow. No. Okay, guys. I shall see you tomorrow with my my tough pants wife right here. See you guys.